How's it going, guys? Matt back with another video. Today's video is really cool because I'm right outside the Malibu mountains with the beautiful views, about to head to the beach. But in the meantime, I figured I'd give you some of my thoughts on the all-new 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5 trim with the all-new ground-up frame, drivetrain, body. Everything has changed for this new generation, and I figured I can give some good feedback as I've owned two of the previous generation Toyota Tacomas, and the naturally aspirated V6 with the manual as well as the automatic. Today we have an automatic with the 4-cylinder turbocharged motor, and I can tell you right off the bat, it is that much more of a driving experience with that 4-cylinder turbocharged motor under the hood. Unfortunately, I don't have a manual here. Toyota has continue to offer the manual with this new drivetrain setup, which I'm super happy about. I'm really considering purchasing exactly what you see here, the same exact model, but with the manual transmission. So more to come on that. But in the meantime, let's just talk over some of my thoughts. Where I find the new Tacoma has maybe the upper hand over the previous generation Tacoma. All right, guys, for starters, we have the 2.4 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged power plant here that, in my humble opinion, feels so much zippier. The throttle response compared to the naturally aspirated V6 is leagues ahead. So what we have here is about 278 horsepower with about roughly 320 foot-pounds of torque, and you definitely feel that the torque increase over the previous generation. I think the suspension has a lot to deal with the drivability, and so we have an independent front suspension with a coil over rear suspension, and the previous generation had the leaf spring suspension, which felt a little bit stiffer in some cases. I guess maybe a benefit when it comes to towing, but this new generation feels much more like a sports car, maybe a Porsche, than a Hummer on the road. I'm over here driving on these beautiful Southern California Malibu roads, and it just zips around. All right, guys, so I'm in an undisclosed location, but I wanted to do a 0 to 60 pull so you guys can see, and maybe you can use the YouTube time clock to see what that 0 to 60 time is. But anyway, here we go. And there you have it. I guess one argument that can be had whenever a manufacturer produces a new model or new variant to include the drivetrain, and more specifically a smaller displacement turbocharged motor, is the possibility of mechanical failures and issues down the road with it being such a new model to the market. What I will say is, over the last 25 some odd 30 years, Toyota has been producing some of the most highest quality products for the market. And with that being said, it is a new drivetrain. However, you can rest assured that Toyota has rigorously tested this drivetrain to make sure that it is ready to last years to come. And when I say years to come, I say 2-3 times any other vehicle on the market. From my understanding, having spoken to a mechanic who has extensively dealt with this drivetrain, I was told that a lot of the componentry, to include the turbocharger, all commercial products, versus the cheaper variants that other manufacturers will go with to be able to cut costs. Toyota hasn't done that. And so, yes, it is a smaller displacement motor. However, Toyota's using some of the highest quality metals and components, i.e. turbochargers and so on, to make sure that their product is going to last well past what the other market participants are offering. All right, guys, now let's talk about one of my favorite improvements or aspects to this new truck, and that is the interior. And though it is a cloth variant, it looks amazing compared to its predecessor. Again, this is the base model. And just look at that. No sunroof offered on this model, but even still, looks amazing. Let's get to the back seat. Forgive the mess I have back here. I have some carbon ceramic rotors for a 997 GT3. Making our way to the back, we have the short bed, and again, that paint, that dark gray looks amazing on this truck. Making our way to the back. That's not cool. We don't have a soft touch close on the tailgate, but that's all right. We have our short bed here, which is about 5 feet, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me in the comments section. But very similar to what I had in my 2019 TRD off-road. Very good size. Working our way down, we have our hitch, which I really appreciate. It's super beefy compared again to the previous generation. And then working our way to the rear here, you can get a visual on that coil versus the leaf spring rear suspension, which I think does a massive justice to the drivability of this vehicle. So as it stands, this vehicle, this Tacoma, is rated for about 6,600 pounds of tow capacity, and I believe the bed is rated for about 1,700 to 1,800 pounds of payload, which is pretty darn good for a mid-size pickup truck. Again, some of its competitors in the mid-size range market space offer, you know, bolstered numbers, but again, Toyota reliability, you can't beat it. Beautiful truck. Again, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to ask them down in the comment section. And that will be all for today. Thank you for watching. 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5.